So my name is Melissa. I'm the Media and Research Manager. My job includes doing online advertising for mostly right now on Google and Facebook and Instagram, but building that out to different platforms that are needed based on the research that's conducted on our target audience. So learning more about anything that our clients might need based from people looking for student housing all the way up to senior housing. So just learning more about that and then being able to place ads on different platforms relevant to that audience. So we're an advantage with our industry because people are specifically searching for something that our clients can offer at that moment. So if you're not actually looking to move or looking for different housing, you're not going to be searching for it. But that actually helps us out because we can make sure we're using very relevant targeting, like for example on the search network, we're going to be bidding on these keywords that mean or directly impact what someone could be looking for. So if you're looking for student housing near a specific university, we know that that's going to be a very relevant keyword, which leads us to very relevant clicks and then very relevant leads. So it can be seasonal at times, but we know that if someone is actually in the market for housing, they are likely going to move forward with it and look on your website because that's what they need at the moment. We also have right now a big demographic that we're targeting are millennials, and to make sure that we get in front of millennials, we need to be online. Millennials love Facebook, any type of mobile app, Snapchat, Instagram. So if we're not taking advantage of all these platforms online, we're missing out on a huge part of where we can bring revenue in for our clients. So right now we find the best way to track leads and provide a good list and relevant list to our clients are through online form submissions. So for example, if a property is running an event, they can collect leads by asking for or having a website that the user can land on to enter their information to RSVP for the event. Whether or not they actually attend the event, it's okay because we're still able to give the property that lead to show them that someone was actually interested at the moment. And all of that can be tracked back to a specific ad that was placed online. We don't need to second guess where it came from. It's all going to be directly there and provided in as much detail to the clients as possible. Yep, so these are two terms that we notice a lot of clients just use interchangeably. They don't realize that geotargeting and geofencing are actually two pretty different aspects and two really great strategies that can be used when setting up an online campaign. So geotargeting is going to be a certain parameter that someone will actually set up to make sure that the user is located. So that can be anywhere from a city, country, radius, zip code, state. As long as they're actually in there, they're eligible to see the ads. However, they need to also fulfill an additional layer of targeting. So whether that's keyword, demographic, online behavior, user behavior, we need to make sure that they're actually hitting all of those spots. So for example, on Facebook, if someone is located anywhere in the US, we're not just going to show our ads to them. They have to fulfill something else, like whether they're interested in moving or likely to move, or maybe even a student at the university, then they're eligible to see the ad. Geofencing, on the other hand, is all based through IP targeting. So we're going to set up an actual parameter or a fence, and anyone within that fence can see the ads. They don't need to hit another type of targeting option. So this is a really great strategy for someone who could just be wanting to run a very quick campaign, maybe not a high budget, and they just want to hit anyone who could be in a certain neighborhood that would be interested in their property, or maybe they are at a football game down the street and the property knows that they have a really great shuttle to the football game, so they might highlight that at that moment, and then anyone on their mobile app, or mostly mobile app is how this type of targeting is utilized, but they could also be on their desktop and they can see that there's a sale going on down the street. It's very easy for them to go to, and it really promotes that local awareness. So it's again going to come down a lot to just strategy. If you are just running a general brand awareness campaign to anyone that would be maybe interested in your property, whether now or at some point, geo-targeting would be a good way to go because you really don't want to limit where that person is actually located. This is going to be the standard targeting that we set up for all of our Facebook, Instagram, and Google ads. We just want to make sure that we're not limiting anything, and all these people are going to be interested in showing that they would be very a relevant audience for the ads to be in front of. Geofencing is when we can get into more strategy, and it can be a lot of fun to make sure you work with clients with different budgets because it is a much smaller area. It can be a minimum of 1 mile radius. So if you want to make sure you just hit someone that doesn't have, or you can work with a client that might not have too much to spend, but they can still get extremely relevant users who would be interested in what you have. So Catalyst offers quite a few, and on quite a few different platforms. To start, text ads, which is going to be that standard pay-per-click type advertising on the Google search network. And when you search for something, usually through keyword targeting, you're going to have your top 3 ad placements, and that's going to include a really strong header that matches the keyword that we're bidding on. You're also going to have different ad extensions, so you can include 4 site links that a user can click on to bring you to different spots of the website. You can include your location, reviews. There's really endless amounts that you can do with a text ad, which seems to most people very basic, but you get a lot of really high quality leads just taking advantage of that format. In addition to text ads on the Google Search Network, we run display ads on the Google Display Network. And you can still use keyword targeting, but you can also use different demographic targeting as well as geofencing and play around with those different areas. And that's going to show these ads to anyone just browsing websites relating to what we're providing. So apartment finder, apartment ratings, that's a really high placement for a lot of our properties. On top of that, we have some different ads that we use on Facebook and Instagram that we offer to our clients. One is a static ad. That's just going to be your standard image ad that is going to provide a really high quality photo, and then we have some copy that we're allowed to include within the ad and then also below the ad. And then we offer a carousel ad, which is going to show you can highlight your brand with multiple images. Catalyst sees the most success with 3 to 5. And within those 3 to 5 images, there's different call to actions. So you're able to just show a promotion. You can encourage users to apply now. You can encourage them to learn more, just really depending on the content and the image that's used. But those are extremely successful, especially with housing, because users are going to want to really look and see different photos. And if you're interested, it's where you're going to live. The more information you can see right there is going to encourage users to then click and go to your website and apply or call or submit your contact form. And then lastly, there's video ads, which of course can be on multiple different platforms. We can advertise, or we can place video ads on Facebook, Instagram. Within Instagram, you can do not only in your Instagram feed, but also in your stories. And then there's also Snapchat and YouTube. So there's a lot of opportunity for video ads. They're really engaging. It's a great way to display your property and then also be on, the availability to be on so many different platforms. I think as our client base builds and we get different types of housing, we're going to research various demographics, and we're going to make sure we follow those demographics. So into millennials, to young professionals, as we continue, we'll just make sure we know everything about them and can provide different platforms, and we really don't want to have any limits to what we can offer and how we can place ads to these different users as they grow through their housing cycle.